Can you talk a little bit about your community manifesto that you had done a few years ago? I'll read the first paragraph.
That's
and then
probably
you can
smart because I haven't read it in a while.
Yeah, I saw this on your LinkedIn page. I was like, whoa, I didn't know this existed.
Yeah,
I read through it and I was like, wow.
Yeah, so a little backstory on it first. So it what that actually is, and I think I actually said it in the description of it, but what it actually is it was kind of like the philosophical guidebook that I put together for my team. So like for the community managers that worked for me and everything. So it was just kind of like, this is who we are. Let's make sure that we stick to this as a team, and this is how we exist both externally to the community, but also how we function as a team within Proletariat. So
right. So this first paragraph reads like this: online communities are more than collections of people who congregate in shared spaces because of common interests. They are evolving entities with overarching personalities in and of themselves. They have traits and preferences that often grow to become the de facto laws governing what types of interactions are acceptable and encouraged, and what actions will result in negative consequences. In short, communities have unique, shared, philosophical... I was doing good till the second to last word. Shared philosophical codes.
Yeah. When it comes down to it, like the whole point of that is that, you can make a game, you can make a movie, you can, whatever it is, your product, and get players, customers, whatever into it and call them your community. But when it comes down to it, it's not just like numbers. It's not just, these are people who are contributing to your bottom line or whatever. When all these people come together, they actually end up becoming, a singular body in and of themselves. So like they end up becoming the, the eyes, ears, heart, arms, whatever of this body. And you, while you might be like the the molecules that make up that body, well, not even the molecules, you might be like the the nervous system or something, of that body, but like you're not the brain, you're not the muscles, like you're not the thing that like actually is the thing that like runs the show. Like when it comes down to it, like you created this platform that ends up being spiritually owned by the people who use it. So you can set up your, and it's smart to set up like what you think the philosophy should be and like the core values of your communities and like how people should play and like how they should interact and all that kind of stuff. All very smart things to do. Like it sets you up for success further down the road, to set the tone appropriately at the beginning. But when it comes down to it, especially when you start getting into a big community, they're the ones that end up establishing all of that. And it's not just like one person that does it. It's not like a few people that do it. It's just this like self-governing, like evolving thing that is just like amorphous and constantly changes as new people come in and like other people like ascend through the ranks of like, who's important in the community and all that kind of stuff. And it just becomes this like living, breathing thing that is scary and unwieldy and awesome. And like, if you have the right people managing that community who have the right ideas about things and are able to kind of more be like the gardeners of the community rather than like dictators.
I think that's such a big deal.
Yeah. I think that's like what a good community team does is that they nurture and weed and, like make sure that things are, healthy and hospitable. So the community can like grow and thrive rather than being like, this is the law. Like, this is like, everything should run the way that I think they should run, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's very much more like okay, we set this thing up for you. We put down this soil. It has a lot of nutrients in it. We plant a few seeds, you guys are the seeds, whatever. Like we need you guys to like germinate and, spread your seeds further and like whatever else. And we're going to keep watering you. And like, we're going to pull the weeds when they come up and, like we'll, do whatever we can, get to give you enough sunlight and, whatever else, to ensure that you thrive. But we're going to kind of stay out of the way as much as we can otherwise.
Sure.
Because like this is about you, and like that, when it comes down to it, like that, you know, not creeps its way, but like it establishes itself within the game itself too. So like the ivy from that garden is going to grow up the walls, and it's going to you know, kind of like change what things look like, and it's going to attract new types of people because of the way it looks. It's going to convince other people they don't want to engage with it anymore because of the way it looks. You know, all things like that. Like, it's just like so much of what makes a modern game, you know, modern massive online game, what it is literally just that ecosystem of other human beings all interacting with each other and creating like their governments and their philosophies and their you know, ways of supporting each other, and you know, living and loving and doing whatever. It's wild. Like, I love it.
Yeah. You've had a pretty firm mindset for this, because I have this quote that I was going to read at some point. It's from a tweet from you, and it's probably reiterating a lot of what you just said, but it says here, quote, "When you're managing a community that's growing by thousands every day, things are going to get messy, but cultivate the right ethos among the right people from the start, and the community will accommodate its growing pains. It's a garden, plant, fertilize, water, weeds." That's pretty much what you're saying there.
Wait, was that me?
Yeah, that's you.
I thought I just came up with that right then.
No.
When was that?
Oh, I have to click through here and see it. Let's see. It was October 24th, 2018.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that was when Spellbreak was just starting to like,
yeah,
you know, it was starting its initial explosion.